So you see, with the replicant being assassinated, it left him free to return to his own planet.
Still a shame that the Envoy's peace mission didn't go to plan.
True, but imagine what could have happened if you really had been the one to get shot. National headlines suddenly jump up to an intergalactic diplomatic incident.
So Paul was a clone, John was an alien from a peaceful galaxy, George a replicant scientist who created John's fallen brother. So what about Ringo?
Oh, well, there's no explaining Ringo. But then how do you explain a drummer who went on to become a talking steam engine?
Very true. Okay then, next question. What about Lady Gaga?
Oh, now that is a long story. I must drop in on her Royal Highness at some point.
Royal Highness?
Yes, she's a queen, in more ways than one. You see, it all started when I bumped into her when I was travelling with Sinatra. He wanted to play a joke on a 37th century crowd by making them think he was a hologram. Anyway, so there we were, middle of the stage, stark naked, when...
What's that noise?
Possibly not good is what it is. That's a distress signal. So much for the tranquility of the Eye of Orion. Come on, to the TARDIS.
So where's the signal coming from?
72nd, no, 73rd century. Space station in the McCurless cluster. There's something else, too.
What is it?
Well, the signal itself is being relayed through the station emergency broadcast system. But there's two other traces in the signal. The weaker of the two I'm still trying to analyse, but the stronger... Well, I mean, there's always a margin for error, but I think I can say with at least 80% certainty that the signal's coming from another TARDIS.
Another TimeLord? Any idea who?
It could be any number of us, although the presence of a TARDIS doesn't always mean it's a TimeLord.
Supposing you're not chasing your own TARDIS again?
We spent 2 weeks checking that out. It's not my fault if the temporal asteroid shower reflected my own signals back at me through time.
So 80% sure?
Alright, 60%. Worth checking out nonetheless. Well, there's the station, although I'm not seeing any TARDISes or other ships. Still getting the two signals, though.
Could the station be a TARDIS? You told me they could take on any size as well as shape.
Again, possible, but the exterior dimensions and the layout match the interior, at least according to the onboard computer schematics.
What's that there?
Where?
There on the schematic plan, the blurred section off to the left side.
The scanner's probably playing up again.
Does hitting the console ever actually work?
You'd be surprised, actually. But in this instance, the scanner certainly seems to be working fine, so as to what that is, your guess is as good as mine.
Where's the fun in guessing? Let's go find out.
Sounds good to me. Go on, then.
It's your turn.
I did it last time.
Yes, and when I offered to distract those Vargans last week, you said you'd do this in return next time.
Fine. Alright, don't shoot. We're coming out. I'm actually slightly surprised you haven't started shooting already. Not that I'm casting doubts on the character of anyone on board this, and there's nobody here.
I don't know what's more disconcerting about this. The fact that I've gotten used to having guns pointed at me, or that there's no one on what should be an otherwise busy space station.
It is concernably strange. Perfectly clean, no signs of a struggle. Like no one's ever lived here. Definitely odd.
Maybe the onboard system can tell us something. Looks like there's some kind of interface over there. Maybe it can tell us what those strange signals were.
Good idea. At the very least, we'll be able to look up the crew logs and see if that sheds any light as to what's going on here. Let's see here. Space Station Nexus. Primary objective, something known as the MRE Celeste project.
Appropriate for abandoned space station.
My thoughts exactly. Although, it is an appropriate name for their project, they are working on making things disappear. Or at least, that is to say, some kind of cloaking device.
Doctor, I've had a rather worrying thought. What if everyone is still here, but we can't see them?
You're right. That is worrying. And completely wrong, of course. You see no life signs.
You had me worried for a moment.
Then you might not like to say what I have next.
If you're about to say the words, there's something behind us.
Nothing behind us? You remember that blurred patch on the scanner? Seems a whole section of this station has been cloaked. What's more, there appears to be another ship attached to the left docking hull.
Is that where the other signal is coming from?
Most likely. It also appears to be the source of the other TARDIS signal, but the cloaking is making it hard to triangulate an exact position.
So what happened to everyone?
Let's see what the logs say. Let's see. Here we go. Prime date 7/Alpha. MRE Celeste project work continues. Blah, 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 blah. Expected results soon. No news about the next shipment. Prime date 11/Beta. MRE Celeste project complete. Expected results to soon be relayed to the board tomorrow. No change in... the rest of the entries are corrupted. What did you touch?
I didn't touch anything.
Oh, sorry, force of habit. Eddie, someone who used to travel with me, always kept touching things, couldn't keep their hands to themselves. That, however, is something worth looking at. An emergency entry log. The data's slightly corrupted, but I'll see what I can retrieve. Prime date something 2/something, something station retreat, something man forces, something emergency transmat to relay to something ships.
That doesn't sound good.
Indeed it does not. At least from the sound of it, we can hope that everyone got off the station, but exactly why? Well, that's another question. One I suspect we will find the answer to, or at least some clues towards an answer, in the Eastern Wing.
Where the supposedly hidden, possibly incredibly dangerous ship is?
Exactly! Where else would you expect it to be?
If this section of the station is invisible, how come I can still see everything?
Not invisible, cloaked.
What's the difference?
Well, if something is invisible, then you can't see it at all, but wrap a cloak around yourself and you can still see yourself under the cloak, but no one can see the cloak itself.
You know, you could have just said, think Harry Potter, and that would have made a lot more sense.
Thought my explanation was rather good, considering I made it up on the spot, but yes, if you like, think Harry Potter.
Wow. You know, in all of my travels with you, seeing the open universe like that is just something that never gets old.
I know. The McCurlis cluster is considered one of the most beautiful places in the whole universe. I'm not surprised someone decided to build a station right here on the edge of it.
That's one hell of a back garden.
Yes. The only trouble with back gardens is when something gets over the fence.
So the mystery ship is out there?
We're staring right through it. That door over there is an airlock. The system link between the ships is probably what's cloaking the ship as well. You stay here, and shout if you see anything. Anything yet?
Nope, nothing yet.
How about now?
No, still nothing. Wait, I see something.
Oh, that is really very not good.
What is it? Do you recognize it?
It's a cyber ship. Where there's a cyber ship, there's cyber men.